I
Saw
was
that
worried about
rain.
them
Oh,
in the
no, you
freeze, but
should
they
be.
said they survived.
Well, but you get the water, and now they get the warmth, and this weekend should be
Mm.
pretty decent.
Crawfish are good, and I hear the crops are good because the layer of snow actually protected
Protected
them
them.
from
Yeah,
the ice cold.
yeah,
So
that's good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, Handy never comes with this crap.
no, I'm a crop and weather and crawfish connoisseur, so I got you ready.
So Hanny's going to Phil's his Phil, who joins us from March Madness and some various shows from time to time, and sponsors the show as well, a new sponsor on the show. So we're glad to have him aboard. But he had his bachelor party in Cabo San Lucas in January. It's a good time to go. It's a good time to go. When it's cold here, Max, you go south. Well, I used to go skiing, but those knee surgeries that's out. Okay, some people like to go to New York to see all of the lights and things like that. I like to go south, and Mexico in this time of the year is awesome. It is awesome. So I'm envious a little bit, and then he's also doing a fishing trip. I'm like, boy, I know you. Take your Dramamine. Don't be the buzzkill on the boat. I said, take it from one. Getting seasick is the worst. I said, just take it, find it, and better safe than sorry. So, sounds like a great trip, man. A lot of our gang that usually comes down for March Madness. Also, one of those trips during the college football season when Charlie was quacking like a duck at the Beau Rivage Sportsbook. Like they just let him out of a cage or something. But no, man, it's good stuff. We're envious. He'll be gone for the next 3 days, and certainly he has carried his own weight over here. With me taking some time off.
Jimmy,
So
they call them snowbirds. I guess he can be a snowbird this year because it did snow here, so he is going south through the snow.
That's a reach. That's a reach. That is a reach. Charlie likes to talk about topics. I like to talk about games. We had games last night. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the best days of the week for college basketball. Now, Saturday is the king on the weekends, but Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday is kind of your appetizer for the best card on Wednesday. So we had some good ones last night. And Max, I guess we'll start with the one loser of my 5-team money line parlay, and that was the Tennessee Volunteers against the Kentucky Wildcats. Wildcats had lost 2 in a row, and they're without their point guard going into Thompson Bowling. Well, this is not the team you want to play with without your point guard. I mean, this is probably the worst team. They're great defensively. Barnes has a commitment defensively, and so I was like, man, I think it's a great spot for Tennessee and Kentucky. When they gained the lead against Vanderbilt, they were down double digits, came back, took the lead, and they gave up a lot of easy buckets. And they had I guess it's easier in hindsight. It's easier to coach players after a couple of losses. They were better defensively, and hit their shots. Tennessee is not built to come from behind. They had that 1 year last year where they had their dynamic scorer, their scorer that can go one-on-one. But this team just doesn't have it. The kid that came from North Florida, is it Chenier? He's their best. He's a catch-and-shoot guy. And, man, I love age. I love experience in college basketball. It is you take one of these mid-majors, man, how are these guys winning? Well, man, they're all 22, 23 years old. And we know about how guys are hanging around playing college basketball some more. And so one of which the guy
Chaz Lanier.
Lanier. Yes, Lanier. He's a catch and shoot guy, but he's not a guy that can take his guy one-on-one. Critical part, he kind of lost the ball out of bounds. But I said, you know what? Charlie and I have debated a guy for a long time because I thought he was a weak link for them. And that is Zakai Ziegler. I said, maybe I need to warm up. Man, he's still around, so he's going to be better, right? He's got more assists per game this year, but he also has more turnovers. So that kind of goes hand in hand. He's taking the ball initiative a little bit more. He's creating a little bit more, but he's forcing the issue. And that's whatever, what and what not. But that's not improvement if you increase both, at the same time. And I look at it, I was just like, he just shoots too much. And let me check his shooting percentage. This is worst shooting percentage of his career, especially from 3-point range. And then you look the last couple of nights. Zakai Zeigler shot 17 threes on Saturday night and last night at Auburn, where they scored, 51 points? 53, 51. And then last night, where they gave up the most points. So it was on their defense. But Zeigler also went down with a nasty knee injury, it looked like. And keep in mind, he was lost, 2 years ago for the season with a torn ACL? So it didn't look good. And I thought the announcers were pretty fair when they said left the game with a significant knee injury. They interviewed Barnes going in. So, man, I'm worried. He comes back. Now, he was not 100%. He was about kind of three-quarters. He made a couple of plays where he kind of used his shiftiness and kind of got in there and, with a couple of layups and stuff. But he still kept firing threes, and he still kept missing threes. He shot 17 combined threes the last 2 games. He made 1. Dude, stop shooting. If you're supposed to be the brains of the team, and you can't figure that out you're not a good shooter to begin with, and then you're cold, and you keep shooting. I mean, strike. I mean, am I being too hard on this guy?
I think you're a little overly critical, but I also think he is overrated by the media because he's a familiar face. Like, he's the one name you just see.
And don't we want?
He's been around forever.
But with the same team.
Correct.
Who does that?
No doubt. And
who else in college basketball?
I think of Tennessee. It's somebody I know, even if you're a casual. You might have known of Dalton Connect, but you know who Zakai Zeigler is because he's been around for so long.
With the same team.
Right. And he's protected the ball last night. I mean, he had 6 assists to 1 turnover, but you're right. He shoots way too much for somebody who is a less than 30% three-point shooter this season. He does have a tendency to just shoot the ball and shoot them out of games a little bit. This was a game that, Jimmy, Kentucky was the road team. They turned the ball over way more than Tennessee did. They got out-rebounded
They didn't have their point guard. So this was expected.
Sure. So the things that you sometimes see on the road where, the crowd gets to you, you turn the ball over, you get out-rebounded. That happened to Kentucky, but they just got way better shots. And that also is a credit to Kentucky and Mark Pope, who does an incredible job of getting good looks for the Wildcats.
He has been being applauded, but he's kind of getting comfortable in his chair. And now some of the people are criticizing the defensive side of it. Are they good? Do you have a plus minus on your box score? See if you can find a box score with a plus minus.
Okay.
Because Zeigler went down with his injury. They were down 8. It was about 4 minutes to go in the half. Tennessee finished the game with an 11-0 run. I mean, this was a bad game for Zeigler. He comes back and they get outscored. What did he finish, like a minus 16?
I'm not seeing that just yet, but I will say,
it's not going to be good.
There's an obvious other part of this, Jimmy. It's not only that he's been there for so long, it's that he's 5'9", and he's listed at 5'9", so maybe that's a little friendly. There's something to a guy of that size just overcoming some things. You say they call him a great defender, and technically he's not. Anybody who's 5'9" is not going to be a good defender. They're going to get worked a little bit, but for what he does,
I've heard a million. No, one of the best elite defenders in the country. They called him last night. Huh?
I think
the guy was shooting right over him like he's not even there because he's in steals. This is Tremont Waters. Tremont Waters is not a good defender.
No.
Not on any coach's book. But guess what he led the conference in? Steals. So he took chances. He made steals. And guess what? He was a whole defensive player because it's the only measurable, one of the few. Now we have advanced stats now. But, I mean, how about how much did the guy he's scoring guard? How about that? Well, you sit on the media run. They don't give you that. They
But-
give you steals, and he's leading. Oh, that's one defensive statistic. Let's put him on the all-defensive team.
but that's part of his size. Like he's just not going to be a great.
But
defender.
this narrative, like what I mean, and Charlie reads a lot, and he gathers, and he depends on, and it's like that's not. He's not a good defender,
His defense,
and he is considered an elite defender.
I think he's graded on a curve, but people don't give that forward. You know, he's graded on a curve in that he's 5'9". You know, he's a good defender for his size at this level. But yeah, sure, he's a minus defender overall. He gets picked on a little bit because of his size. That's obvious.
Yeah. So the big picture, though, now Georgia takes care of South Carolina. South Carolina, I thought that was a spot for them to be down. They're winless in the conference, and they had 2 games that they could have won. They were leading to flip-flop, leading most of the game against Florida until the final score, leading the whole game until the final score. They get beat there, brutal loss, and then they're losing the whole game. They scramble to get it back into overtime, and then they lose in overtime. Both of those were at home. Both were against teams that are headed to the tournament, and then Georgia bum rushes them early, gets up like 15 at half, 15-17. South Carolina shows a little heart. They get back into it, and they kind of cover the middle if you want to do some in-game, but it falls right around 10 or 11 or so.
Yeah, 11, 71-60.
Yeah, and so they cover the 7, hit a nice middle on that one in-game, but, you know, Georgia and in White, he's got a tournament team. They're one of the 13, but South Carolina, just a tough spot for them. And aren't they coming to Baton Rouge soon?
They do. I think it's about 4 games away.
Okay.
But, South Carolina, yeah, maybe they're the Missouri of last year. Missouri wasn't that bad, but they went 0-18. That could 0-19, I guess, if you count the tournament. That could be them. They're not the worst team ever. They're still a top 100 KenPom team. They're actually 78th, but they can't find a way to win games.
What was
and maybe
Missouri by
that'll be the case.
comparison last year?
Missouri was still like outside
the
KenPom
100. They're outside the 100. Yeah,
they were, but they were still respectable. They showed up in some good games. They played a couple top teams close. I think they had a really good non-conference ranked win before conference play. So they were a respectable opponent despite going 0-19.
What else caught your attention last night in college hoops?
Well, I was watching a lot of the early games. Jimmy, my Michigan State Spartans.
I was on them last night.
This is their team.
Yeah.
This is the first time they've had a team like this with the talent they've had in a while. Did not play with their food against an inferior Minnesota team at home. Kansas escaping UCF. That was a foul on the 3-pointer. I don't know if you saw that at the end, Jimmy. They were up 3, tried to foul on the floor. They call it on the floor, but he was in a shooting motion. So they should have been, the UCF should have had a chance to tie the game at the free throw line. And then I was watching, I had the YouTube TV, the split screen, the multi-view going 4 games at a time. I decided to put a good little A-10 action on. VCU's been pretty good. They were 6-1 in conference play, 16-4 going into the game at St. Louis.
So was he in Lenard? VCU had to be in Lenardi's.
So I think they're in. St. Louis, if you remember, they brought in Josh Schertz from Indiana State. They got the Avila kid, the Rex Specs, big kid, pretty talented. He's averaging 18 points a game. They end up winning by 9.
Oh, they got the kid from Drake?
No, that's those kids are from Indiana State.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Indiana State.
Brought him
same
with him.
colors, light blue. I'm sorry, Midwest. Yeah.
So the coach and the player follow, and St. Louis gets the win. But I'm watching, the split screen, and with 2 minutes left, there's a melee, a brawl in the stands. It took a 10-minute delay. I was just locked in on this brawl, which they were in and out of showing on TV. It was a lot better than I'll tell you this. It was a lot better than watching that player loses lunch on the floor in the Duke game on Monday night. So at least a little off the court, delay. That was interesting.
What was my man from Indiana State? What was his nickname last? Larry. Instead of Larry Bird, I mean, I don't know with the big glasses. I forgot.
Larry Nerd.
Larry Nerd. Larry Nerd. And so he's a mid-mate. They should have gotten in last year. They didn't. Okay. But they, it's a first-year coach, but that's kind of that's not a huge jump up. But when Louisville made their hire last year, they're like, oh, this might be a little bit of a stretch. This is Louisville. This is top 5 budget. My man's got them jokers playing.
No doubt.
They are really, really good. I called them the second best team in the ACC. I don't think there's any doubt. With North Carolina losing their 3rd straight to Pitt. Pitt needed that one desperately to get in. Central Florida should have beaten Houston. But that was at home in Orlando a couple of games back, a couple of Saturdays ago. But they that was a little surprise to go. Kansas has not gotten any better. Kansas has not gotten any better from day one. From the opening night when they had that Dickie V challenge or whatever, they didn't. They look the part of the preseason number one. Dickinson's back. They got the guard back. They've got this other transfers. I mean, yes, but they have not gotten one bit better. And that ridiculousness to close out the Houston game was almost like they had a little hangover effect last night because Central Florida was winning most of the game at Fog Allen.
Going back to Louisville, though, Jimmy, 10 straight wins. They don't mess around with a pretty good Wake Forest team. Look at their losses, though. They've got a loss to Duke, no slouch there, and then 4 SEC teams: Tennessee, Ole Miss, Kentucky, and their 1 week loss was against Oklahoma. So they've got a very good resume so far in his first season.
And, a team that's not playing around with their food or just messing around early. 27, was it 37-9? To start the game, 23-3. Patino's crew, who can challenge offensively at times, kind of like Tennessee sometimes. But, man, they put it on them early and cruised to a 25-point victory. They're 18-3.
We're watching good basketball right now, Jimmy. There's good basketball for this time of year, I'd say, in college.
Just some people are a little late and kind of just getting to it as they just turn on their college basketball when the football is kind of done. And there's so many new faces at different places, minus Zakai Ziegler. He'll be there for maybe 4 more years as well. He's overrated. That's okay. He's not the first person. Yes, I like most people. I want to embrace guys that stay with their team as well.
Break soon.
So all that. Jordan, I got you, baby. I got you. We're going to stay on clock. I got this whole thing. We're going longer than this one. We're going shorter than the next one. We're going even on the other one. We're going to be on clock. Hand is going. We're live here at Snow's Seafood and Steak. We're the lunch specials today. The beef tips and mash. Beef tip tenderloin sauteed with onions and mushrooms. Deglazed with our house Cabernet and finished with a demi-reduction served on top of buttermilk country mashed potatoes. Jordan said, save me some of that. Grilled chicken sensation salad as well. Mixed greens, red onions, artichoke hearts, Romano cheese, and croutons topped with grilled chicken served with the sensation salad also. We'll come back. Max is going to be gone when Wes Reynolds is here, but we get his breakdown at Pebble Beach because these guys are popping them, baby. Wes?
I'll stick around for Wes. I got to stick around. He's on fire.
But we still got to get your full allotment of time because we don't want to cut into Wes's time. We'll look at Pebble Beach. Action, baby. It was even in the snow. We weren't on last Wednesday, but we put it on the website, LouisianaSports.net. It was the picks were on there. The consensus picks brought to you by Dana Brown at the offices of O.C. Brown. He had 7 golfers. 1 was scratched. The last one, the longest shot on the board. What's that dude's name again?
Harris English.
Harris English pops one for 100-1. We're live here at Snow Seafood and Steak, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Thibodaux Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux. Your home improvement specialist. You say, what do I know about doing home improvements, man? I'm no carpenter. I'm not good at any of that stuff. Well, let the experts at the Thibodaux Store show you how easy it is to save on some of these smaller projects that you can do that they can walk you through step by step. You won't be wasting time and money. You won't be wasting money on materials you don't need or on procedures that don't work. So the Thibodaux Store help you out there. Ask their experts to tell you exactly what course to proceed on. Hand tools, power tools, plumbing supplies, electrical supplies, and also specialty items at the Thibodaux Store. Tons of grills, including the Big Green Egg cookers, Cypress furniture, lots of fishing equipment, crawfish, and jambalaya pots. The sister property, the Pierre Part Store in Pierre Part, just celebrated their 113th year anniversary. So check them out. And online where delivery is free at ThibodauxStore.com.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steak, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salad, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
Darren James and Associates, powered by LPT Realty, commit to excellent service unlike any other.
Darren and his team save buyers as much money as possible. If you're ready to buy or sell your home, call Darren James or visit agent225.com.
Need a lift in the bedroom?
It's more common than you think.
Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness is here to help you rise again.
With our expert care, you can regain your peak performance.
Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Start off the new year with money-saving cheer during our New Year celebration sales event at Supreme Chevrolet in Gonzales. Expect more Supreme savings on Supreme's incredible selection of new Chevy Silverados, Tahoes, Suburbans, Equinoxes, Traverses, and more, all with the lowest financing and highest rebates available. Plus, at Supreme Chevrolet in Gonzales, you always get top dollar for your trade. So this new year, together, let's drive to Supreme Chevrolet in Gonzales or SupremeChevy.com. That's SupremeChevy.com.
Majestic Metals is located in Sorrento with over 60 years experience in the pre-engineered metal building industry. Majestic Metals is the leading metal roofing manufacturer with high-quality products, superior customer service, and a fast turnaround. We offer both commercial and residential roofing, including a standing seam panel in a variety of colors with a 40-year paint warranty. A metal roof can add value to your home and is energy efficient. Call Majestic Metals at 225-675-3800 and talk to our knowledgeable sales staff for all your commercial and residential needs. Visit us on the web at majesticmetalsinc.com.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Sound Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Sound Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge is your new home for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Hey, dunks it! Oh my heavens!
Our Pelicans coverage is presented locally by Industry Makes. Visit 1045ESPN.com for a complete list of games you'll hear on 104.5 FM, 104.9 FM, and 98.1 HD2. Listen to the New Orleans Pelicans on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, presented by Industry Makes. Let others make noise. We'll make everything else.
Take a swing around the parish to one of Breck's 5 golf courses, 2 championship courses, Santa Maria and Beaver Creek, and 3 courses for the more casual golfers, the popular 18-hole Webb Park, and 2 9-hole courses, City Park and the newly renovated J.S. Clark. Breck's courses are designed to challenge every level of golfer, from beginner to pro. So come and get into the swing of things. Book your tee time online or find a course near you at golf.breck.org. That's golf.breck.org.
Respect isn't something that's just given, it's earned. It comes from having experience and possessing knowledge that can be passed on to the next generation. Jim's Firearms.
If you live in Ascension or Livingston Parish, you need one of our red cans this new year. Just make the switch. It's a perfect New Year's resolution. Visit trashrangers.com and make the switch today.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Snow Seafood and Steak in Gonzales on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, we'll preview tonight's card in college basketball, including Auburn and LSU, and also give out some picks and some angles on that in about 10 minutes. But, Max, here you go, a shorter segment here, and we'll have Wes in his complete breakdown. The hottest golf and handicapper in the world, and maybe this is on an all-time run. And we know how respected he is. You're not far behind what you're looking at on this interesting layout, because they reduce it now to 80 players. There's no cut. It's the second shortest course on the tour at Pebble. And, putting. We just kind of, if the putter comes and goes, putter comes and goes. And now putting is more of a priority, I would think, in handicapping this weekend.
It is, despite there being very small greens. They're like the smallest greens they'll play, 3,500 square feet. So it's an iron contest. You got to hit it on the greens as much as you can. You're going to miss some greens. You got to be able to get up and down. So you're going to have to save those 10-footers for par. And these are tough greens to putt on, especially you'll see a lot of short putts missed here. Poana greens. It's a different type of grass. It kind of sprouts a little bit, so it can make it a lot harder to make those short putts. So it does become sort of an iron and a putting contest. And there are a lot of shorter, like forced layups off the tee. So it's not just a bomber's paradise where you just drive it as far as you can and figure it out from there. Sure, there's the Pacific Ocean. You don't want to hit it in that. But otherwise, it's not a big driver's course. It doesn't really matter if you're a good driver. So you'll see a lot of different players win here. You've seen Jordan Spieth have a lot of success here. Jason Day, who is a good driver over his career. But Justin Rose won here recently, not a long hitter, older player. So you'll see a different type of skill set that's needed here. It doesn't mean that the Bombers can't win. It just means they have to do it in a different way.
All right. What we looking at on your picks, on your card this weekend?
So I'm going to start off. There's a lot of popular guys who haven't won in a while, and I'm going to start my card that way. It's going to limit how much I can go because I'm going, one of the favorites. Justin Thomas is 15-1 right now. He's just a great iron player right now. Got to worry about his ability to putt, but if he can make those putts, he's absolutely live this week because, he's just due. It seems like he's due. There's some people saying that with Colin Morikawa as well. He had a tremendous season, especially at the end of the year last year, but didn't end up getting that win. He's another iron player that could putt well here in California. He's won in California. He's from California, but I think Justin Thomas, a little bit of a better value at 15-1. Seems like he fits this mold. Did really well in his tournament last year. I think it was his first time here. He finished inside the top 10. So Justin Thomas, 15-1 starts my card. That limits how many low odds I can go with. So I'm going to go with a couple of longer shots here. Keegan Bradley, 55-1. I played him last week at Torrey. Another guy who's striking his irons well. Struggled a little bit with the putter, which is a concern because it's similar Poana greens, but I like Keegan Bradley as well.
No special love with that goofy crap they're putting on midweek.
He did play
the Boston Choppers or whatever.
The Boston Common. He did play the TGL on Monday, so he's a little bit late to the tournament. That concerns me a little bit. He's flying from Florida to California.
What's your best price you showing him?
55-1 outright on Keegan Bradley. And then now we're getting into real bomb territory. Jimmy, you're going to hate me for this. This might be wishful thinking, but he's got an incredible track record here. He's got to win here before. Jordan Spieth is 85-1 this week, Jimmy. 85-1. It's not like he's 40-1. It's not like where he normally is for this tournament.
Nobody can criticize an 85-1.
85-1. It's his first time back. He hadn't played, I believe, since August. He had a wrist surgery, which is a real factor in his last year and a half. It's been a problem with his irons. Anything that strikes the ground, he's actually driven the ball better than he ever has because he's hitting it off a tee. But when he's hitting it on the ground, the wrist's been a problem. He says it's pain-free. Maybe he comes back to a course where he's had a really good tenure here and he has good vibes and gets it going right out of the gate. It's a tough ask, but 85-1, maybe he finds himself in contention. Another guy who's won here before and is also at 85-1 is Nick Taylor, who won just 2 events ago, followed it up with another incredible tournament where he finished inside the top 15.
One of the better putters, too, statistically, huh?
At times, he pops off. When he does well, he explodes, and that's what he's done here.
I thought I saw Gaines Strokes putting was one of the top 10 or so.
This year, it's been a short year, but so far in this
that's for this
calendar year, yes, he's been a very successful putter. Traditionally, not necessarily, but he's gotten off to a hot start. Maybe he can keep that going. And
I think I was looking at Wes's numbers too. That I think he showed the 2020, last year's stats. Adam Scott finished top 10 strokes gains putting.
He did. Adam Scott.
Shouldn't he be winning then? Is that sustainable?
You would think so.
Did he fix some things?
He's regressed a little bit with the driver. His tee to green game's not what it once was, but he did have a very successful season last year with the putter. Adam Scott. He's kind of regressed to start the year, but it's again it's a small sample
JT
size.
Keegan and Spieth.
JT Keegan, Spieth, Nick Taylor. I just mentioned him at 85-1, and then these are the long shots. These are probably top 20 plays, top 25 plays if you want that. Nick Dunlap. He was an amateur last year. Won the American Express right around this time of year.
Won as an amateur.
Exactly. His driver has been pitiful the last 5 events. He is spraying it all over the place, but that's not a problem this week. Everything else, approach to the green has been very good. He's been putting the lights out in this little swing to start the season. He's someone who he just pops off. He has a win at the Barracuda. He won twice last year on the PGA Tour. Had some top 10s mixed in, had a top 10 at the Sony Open. So he just got a high ceiling, and I could see him just popping off and maybe winning this. 140-1 for Nick Dunlap. And then my 6th player of the week, Andrew Novak, 165-1. Had a really good finish. Was in contention last week.
Florida last year was close.
He doesn't have a win on the PGA Tour yet. So
did he lose to your boy from Oklahoma State that won that carryover that finished on a Monday?
He was in the mix
Eckroat?
at Cognizant. He finished tied for 9th. So you're thinking on the right path there. Finished 3rd last week. The Farmers had way too many bogeys.
Really?
Just didn't really. Yeah. He had a great week for his standards. I thought he was going to win for a short time on that front nine.
Right.
He had a run of, I think, 4 birdies in a row. Just kind of ran out of steam at the end. Shot 74 in that final round. But I think he's kind of popping off, and you saw him putt very well last week. Again, these are similar Poana greens, so that's a good start for him. He's finished top 20 in this event back in 2023. So maybe a course fit, 165 to 1. Why not? Maybe he'll finish top 20, but I'll give him a shot.
What is
on
he
the
at?
outright market. Andrew Novak 165 to 1.
165 to 1.
So
He just
recap.
finished 3rd.
Yeah. JT 15 to 1, Keegan Bradley 55 to 1, Jordan Spieth and Nick Taylor both 85, Nick Dunlap 140 to 1, and Andrew Novak 165.
And how you can do that is if you want to bet, you say a normal unit on JT and maybe a half a unit on Bradley and Spieth and a 3rd unit, or
Correct.
if you wanted to just do JT for a unit and then 20% the other 5. So just a way to do it.
My strategy, and whatever Wes Reynolds is doing, I'd probably do that because he's on fire right now. But I stagger it to where they're all actually equal about the same amount if you win. So ultimately, I have to.
So
pay
you have a
lot more.
number of what you want to win.
Correct.
Say it's if like say 2,000.
Sure.
Say 2,000. So you would bet all these. Like you bet like $35 on Keegan Bradley, or $25 on Jordan Spieth, and and $20 on that
JT
kind of deal.
is going to be more
Yeah.
$100 because it's going to take a little bit to get to 2,000. But all in all, if you add these up, I try to make it to where you make 8 times your investment. If you hit a winner, any one of
Your
them, you'll make
total
about 8
investment.
times. Total investment for all of them, I'll make 8 times my investment for the whole week. And so ultimately, you just need to hit a winner once every 7 weeks, which we've already done twice. So
That would
Wes-
be once
Wes
every
done it 3
9
times.
weeks, sir.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. But if
I
you want
like-
to be aggressive, you want to be
And listen, popping off is generational. That's a negative thing for our generation, your parents, okay? So popping off's not a good thing. Now you're saying it's a good thing when you're talking about Dunlap
Yeah,
and the others.
goat used to be a bad thing. It's a great thing now.
United Community Bank, the local way to bank big, with locations from the Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, Prentice Wilkes, David Campbell, David Henry, our great team at United Community Bank. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Look at tonight's college basketball card. It's a big one. It's a deep one. Got some good ones. Give you some picks and some angles when we return. Live at lunch, live at Snow Seafood and Steak, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Looking for the perfect place to host your next event? Whether it's a conference, a wedding, a fundraiser, or team gathering, Renaissance Baton Rouge has you covered. With 13,000 square feet of flexible meeting space, we'll accommodate everything from intimate gatherings to grand affairs for up to 500 guests. Our expert team is here to ensure everything runs smoothly from start to finish. For your next meeting, event, or celebration, choose Renaissance Baton Rouge, the destination where every detail is perfected.
Take a tour of the flavors of Southwest Asia with P.F. Chang's Golden Feast. Asian fried chicken and bubbles, Korean fried chicken, Taiwanese popcorn fried chicken, and sauces to add a little kick. Come visit us today in Town Center. P.F. Chang's. Look for the Golden Horse.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, downtown facing Town Square. At Jolie Pearl, we're pretty shucking good. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street to now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Picture your dream bathroom. Got it? How about making it happen with David Duvall and One Bath and Closets? For more than 3 decades, David's been remodeling homes with a concentration on the most popular room in your home, your bathroom, whether it's a tub to shower conversion or a complete renovation. The great thing about One Bath and Closets is that David handles everything. One company, one contractor, One Bath and Closets. Check out the gallery of his most recent projects and schedule your free in-home consultation online at onebathandclosets.com. That's onebathandclosets.com.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
L'Auberge Casino Hotel Baton Rouge brings you live coverage from the 2025 Reese's Senior Bowl. Our team of T-Bob Baybear and Jacob Hester will host Off the Bench live from Mobile, Alabama, Monday, January 27th through Thursday, January 30th. The Senior Bowl provides elite-level athletes the opportunity to showcase their talents with coaches and decision-makers from all 32 NFL teams. And our coverage is brought to you locally by L'Auberge Casino Hotel Baton Rouge. Watch on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Patial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Happy New Year from all of us at Trash Rangers of Louisiana. Start your new year out right. Visit trashrangers.com and make the switch today.
Relief Windows, locally owned and operated. Visit reliefwindows.com.
All right.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Snow Seafood and Steak in Gonzales on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, let's get to the college basketball card for tonight. The Wednesday is always the best card. Thursday just sucks now, man. I'm sorry, but I mean, with the Pac-12, you had 6 conference games. Now we got maybe 1 Big Ten game from the Pac-12 fallout. Well, we had a Big Ten game last year, so it is a weak night. Friday's better than Thursday now. Let's get to it, Ari, before we get to the we forget number 1 teams coming into town. The PMAC. I saw the PMAC. The PMAC is hosting Sports Center on Sunday.
Thursday.
Yes, it's tomorrow.
On campus.
So it's Thursday on campus on Sports Center, and it was tagged the gymnastics team and the women's basketball team.
Yep.
This is where I pile on really?
Again,
really?
Every time I go to the game, I go to all the home games. There's 2 banners by the American flag. When you're doing the national anthem, there's 2 national championships. Women's basketball, gymnastics. They can invest in that building. There are good teams in that building. It's just
they got 3 Final Fours, though.
Yeah, well.
They got more than Auburn. They got more than Alabama. They got more than Tennessee.
They don't seem close to one right now, though. That's the important.
They got more than them. It wasn't long ago. They won an outright SEC championship.
I might.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, that was 2019, I think.
It was 19?
Yeah.
19, 18, 19 or 19, 20?
18, 19, I think.
18, 19?
Because
we didn't have it. Yeah, we went to the Sweet 16.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Beat Vanderbilt that last game.
Uh-huh.
I'll employ Stephen Jones, air quotes. They're in a drought right now, the Final Four. A quote-unquote drought.
No, a quote-unquote. That's not, that's a pretty big accomplishment, not that far away. Never would I thought that LSU would be in the 14, 15, 16 range of the conference. All right, Max, this line, where did it open? Where is it laying now? This is actually a spot to maybe fade Auburn, coming off of an emotional top 10 battle. The game day was there, the whole thing in pomp and circumstance. They were lined up. They were lined up 12 hours to get before the game actually started with a late tip. But this might be a spot where LSU might be able to hang around a little bit at home.
Yeah, I like them. They opened at 13.5. They're down to 12.5. It even got to 11.5 in spots, but we've seen some money back on Auburn in this case. It's a sandwich spot. If we talk about those in football, they're coming off an emotional win against Tennessee by 2 points. A huge win for them. And then, they have a big game on the weekend, a ranked opponent on the road in Ole Miss. So are you really going to be that focused, that excited for LSU? Again, you probably win this game. They should win it, from kind of start to finish. But maybe LSU hangs around. Maybe there's a backdoor cover. Either way, LSU is going to show up. It's a 6 o'clock game, so it's not too late. They've been advertising a little bit. I think there will be a decent crowd there. So this is just a good spot, I think, for LSU. That's why I'll be playing them as a dog spot of 12.5 tonight.
I think the spot is there. The best spot, I think, in college basketball tonight is in Oxford, Mississippi. Yes, Ole Miss on their toughest stretch of the season now. They've lost their last 3. They lost in overtime at the Hump to Mississippi State. At that time, they were 5-0, still against the spread in the conference. Then they lost at home to Texas A&M, where they led the entire game till the very end. That was a tough beat. And then they were probably at their worst. I could be very critical. This was not a good performance, especially on the defensive end where Beard specializes a little bit. This might be where you have this might be a low point for this Ole Miss team, who is good, who I think could easily be playing the second weekend of the tournament in the Sweet 16, and who I saw, and I was in person. They took Alabama apart at Coleman Coliseum. I think that Beard has the ear of his team. He's going against his old employer, even though he wasn't there long. They did let him go, whether it was right or not. When you let go by an employer, you may have a little extra for them. And Texas is coming off of a highly emotional win. They were down 21 to their heated rival Texas A&M at home. They fought back. It was a miracle that they got back in the game. Not only do they get back in the game, they win at kind of a buzzer beater. They hit the game-winning shot to go up one with just 3 seconds to go, and they steal it at home. They were on an emotional win against a hungry team on the road. Ole Miss is better. They certainly are better on the bench, like Ole Miss, -5. Where are we looking at right now? 5.5, 6?
That's what I had seen last. Yeah, 5.5.
All right, 5.5, which I think is a good number. I think it's the right time to get on. The best matchup, the 2 hottest teams in college basketball, not in the SEC. It's in the Big East. Creighton, who started out just 7-5 and were out of the tournament in those early bracketology projections, now they're comfortably in. Well, they've won 5 in a row. They've won 7 of their last 8. And Kalkenbrenner and the little point guard, they're kind of doing that inside-outside punching. Listen, man, Coach Mack is a great coach. He is a quality coach. It's a great program. And they took on a much tougher non-conference schedule than what they went to Alabama. They went to, I think they went to that one in the tournament in Las Vegas early. They had a brutal non-conference schedule, playing in a good. The Big East is not quite as strong as it usually is this year, but still very good. And then Xavier, who was terrible, all of a sudden, check out their last 4 games. They beat Villanova. Okay, solid win at home. They go to Milwaukee and beat Marquette, who's a top 10 NET at the time, top 7 team ranked. They beat them and were winning most of the game. Marquette tried to scramble back and get into it. They're winning most of the game in New York against St. John's. Now, St. John's, they came back and won it, and actually covered in overtime. So that was a brutal beat if you had Xavier plus the points. And then they beat UConn, the 2-time defending champions. Xavier is red hot. Sean Miller, he's back at Xavier where he was before he took the Arizona job. We know about what happened there, but this is a really good game. Creighton 6.5 in Omaha, where it's always sold out in downtown Omaha against Xavier. And then stayed at Bama. I think this is going to be a tough spot for Bama as well. One thing about Bama, the way they play is they're kind of immune to the road a little bit. They're affected because they're going to play their game no matter where they are playing, at home or on the moon. And where college basketball is the biggest home field / home court advantage in all of sports, it's younger players, the crowd's on top of you, the refs are impacted, but also the runs because the crowd is so close to you. Those amateur athletes used to be. They go on these momentum runs. Those players just are way more aggressive at home than they are on the road and less affected by the crowd. State's going to be fired up for this one. Bama, you follow me on that? Is that theory just you buying into that because their style of play? They know they're going to play their style of play no matter where they are. They're going to shoot threes and layups. They don't shoot mid-range shots. We saw them score 100 here at LSU. It's a decent LSU team as well. But I just think that their style is a little bit less affected on the road.
Yeah. I mean, LSU actually played them a little close. Good defensive team.
LSU played them really way tougher than anybody expected.
Home. So I can
at
see
Coleman.
That. It's kind of a team. Sometimes on the road you struggle shooting wise. Because of the what's behind you and just other things. But they're going to shoot nonstop. They're not going to quit. They're not going to back off of that. They're very much committed to it. So they go through these dry spells and they're still going to be committed to their same game because that's what they do. So I kind of see what you're saying there. They're less affected by the road.
I am going to play State tonight, though. I am going to play State. I think they lost it. The last time their crowd was this hungry, it was the home game against Kentucky. And Kentucky beat them and beat them soundly. It was a tough game. But I like Gans. He may not have all of the credentials and all the accomplishments over his career, but man, he is a good coach. And so, well, I guess you could say they, anytime they play Ole Miss as well, they're pretty excited to play as well. They beat them in overtime. So I think, Mississippi State going to have a little extra juice tonight at the Humpty Hump at home against Alabama. Anything else you like tonight?
There was one little one I was looking at, Jimmy. It just kind of stands out to me. UAB is always a pretty solid team under Andy Kennedy as of late. They're coming off a tough road loss. Got beat by 23 points at Memphis. I think it's a bounce back spot against Tulsa, a team that they beat by 32 points earlier. They're on the road. They've actually been pretty good against the number on the road. So they're laying 8.5 at Tulsa, a really bad team in the American.
They were losing by like 10 or 12 at Memphis on Sunday. It was one of the early games because we were watching me and Mahoney at the Bow. They shot over 50% from three and we're still down 12 at half. I'm like, no, this is going to get ugly. I mean, so it was. I'm not sure if Andy Kennedy has the horses as usual. You're down double digits and you shoot over 50% from three. That's a problem. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, the Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060. Full service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional service is what you get with our great team at Legacy Title. Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060. Wrapping up hour number one. Don't forget, we'll have Scott Rabelais from The Advocate and the sizzling hot Wes Reynolds in hour number two with his picks this week. We'll give out the consensus picks about 12:35 later today. Brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown. This is Live at Lunch, live at Snow Seafood and Steak, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Total Maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies since 1980. Service today, every day. Nobody likes to go to sleep hot. With a full staff in both Baton Rouge and New Orleans, Total Maintenance is an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, and Generac and Cummings generators. In Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Total Maintenance, your authorized AC dealer.
The best time of year for football is finally here. The big game has arrived, and fans are excited to see who will be hoisting the trophy in New Orleans. You can get in on the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Check out their big game giveaway promo for your chance at $1 million in prizes. 25 winners will walk away with $10K in cash, and 7,500 winners will get $100 in bonus bets. No deposit or bet required. Opt in today in the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 in partnership with LeBears Lake Charles. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
You have a big business, small business, or nonprofit? Whether your business is planning its next big step or just taking its first, you can benefit from Gulf Coast Bank and Trust's knowledgeable bankers, their personal service, and business solutions. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Brandon Ollie here. You want a company that has a true lifetime warranty? ReliefWindows.com, baby.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Snow Seafood and Steak in Gonzales on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, this is where Charlie talks about the Saints coaching search. I talk to Jan and maybe grab a little extra, extra iced tea or something. But it's, so yesterday it will look like more embarrassment for the Saints as far as McCarthy pulling his name out of the hat. Charlie, that was his guy that he was zeroing in the most. And I understand his logic, and it makes sense as far as maybe Loomis will succumb a little bit more likely to an accomplished coach than a Kellen Moore or something like that. And then I saw that that below 500 head coach who in college got a head coaching job in the NFL. Yeah, not so great. Not awful, but not so great. Now he's done a great job with Jane Dan. Cliff Kingsbury took his name out. But Max, this is where you say, wait, not so fast. These guys weren't interviewed, were they?
No, McCarthy never really was. It seemed like he was interested in the job. They went to go visit Kellen Moore. They flew out to visit him earlier this week. I think it's pretty clear what's happening here. They've zeroed in on their guy. They just can't announce it until after the Super Bowl.
But why would they not go after McCarthy too? Is a good point. Come on now.
We saw Josina Anderson report. Maybe they didn't like the structure, that McCarthy would have too much power, and Mickey maybe didn't want to give that up. They didn't really even entertain that option. So
hey, it's pretty clear to everybody. So it's not just us who follow and dissect the Saints closely, but maybe even outsiders that Loomis is a major problem. And it's just the inevitable. It's kind of like not firing Allen until Loomis is gone. You can't move forward. Top of the hour, National Sports Update, live here from Snow's Seafood Steak, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
It's always great to have a win. And when you're in a professional-grade GMC, you can tackle every day like a champ when you take the field in the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate. Break from the huddle of ordinary with 15-inch diagonal head-up display. Great for long-scoring drives. And whether at home or away, travel in 16-way power front seats with massage features in your GMC Yukon. Test drive a game-winning Yukon today at your Bayou GMC dealer.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes, placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow.
With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Respect isn't something that's just given, it's earned. It comes from having experience and possessing knowledge that can be passed on to the next generation. Jim's Firearms.
Jake and T-Bob here, and look, when it comes to roof replacements and repairs, there's a #1 top-rated roofer you need to know, Pelican Roofing.
Pelican Roofing has literally hundreds of 5-star reviews and was the recipient of the 2019 Better Business Bureau Integrity Award. Hey, we know there are a lot of roofing companies, but there's only one, Pelican Roofing.
And Baton Rouge and Lafayette and all the surrounding areas, they even offer 0% financing for those who qualify. Call for your free estimate at 225-228-2865 or visit PelicanRoof.com.
Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video, and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams. Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Super Chevy dealers today.
Baton Rouge's best-kept secret won't be a secret much longer. Tallulah Restaurant inside the Renaissance Hotel. This isn't a hotel restaurant. It's a casual, upscale dining experience, which happens to be inside the Renaissance Hotel. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Tallulah is the perfect spot for that business lunch or that elegant night on the town. For reservations or to view the menu, visit TallulahRestaurant.com. That's TallulahRestaurant.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Snow Seafood and Steak in Gonzales on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Oh, yes, indeed. 1 week, the snow. The next week, that's our next guest, cousin, the Lanai. Yes, Scott Rabelais, the wordsmith of the show, has joined us each and every week. Charlie's going to Cabo for the few days. Nothing like Mexico in December and January or a little February. Oh, it's nice to believe. Scott, how you doing as we broadcast from the patio over here at Snow Seafood and Steak today? What a difference a week makes.
Indeed, Jimmy. I have some news myself. I have also pulled my name out of consideration for the Saints.
Are you? Why? Why? You wanted too much power over Loomis, huh?
No, because even though the media business is kind of shaky at this point, there's still more job security in my job than the Saints. Being the Saints head coach in the next few years.
Tell me. You bring up the Saints. I'm just low. I'm apathetic. I mean, and there's a couple, and I'll tie it into our basketball team, and I'm just so, I just have no faith. Why? I mean, when they let Will go, okay. Oh wait. Oh, he got sloppy. He paid some player. Oh, right. Oh, really? All right. College basketball. They paid some players or whatever. All right. Well, I mean, all the other ones who got in trouble with the NCAA, they're still going. They're still rolling. I mean, whether it's Bruce Pearl's number one in the country who's coming in tonight, who actually called Will Wade and told him, said, "No, Will, you might want to get this legal representation that I had and try and get yourself, back on the sideline and stuff like that." Just a lot of, I don't know, and Woodward, it just didn't feel comfortable moving forward. Okay, but so LSU, when they first let him go, I was like, man, it's hard to win at LSU. You better hold on to who you have in LSU basketball. Now, in the SEC, it's easier than ever to win in basketball. And we're 14, 15, 16 range. I mean, give me some hope. I got the Saints. I got LSU basketball. ESPN is coming to do Sports Center at the Maravich Assembly Center. The Maravich Assembly Center. He wasn't a gymnast. He didn't play on the girls' team. But that's who's releasing this, because as Max reminds me, those are the two banners that have national championships. That's who released this. That Sports Center is going to be at the PMAC, the Maravich Assembly Center, not the Monkey Dome, okay? Not the house that Angel built. No, Maravich. He pretty damn good back in his day. And LSU's got more Final Fours than Alabama, Auburn, and Tennessee combined.
Right.
Scott, I'm sorry. Your turn.
Well, Jimmy, you know as well as I do that LSU men's basketball has always been a feast or famine proposition. You either have some of the greatest players, literally, in the history of the game, whose names hang from the catwalk in the PMAC: Maravich, O'Neal, Bob Pettit, along with Rudy Macklin, who was an SEC all-time great. Or you're last in the SEC. I mean, that's what it is. Obviously, you and I were much younger fellows back in the Dale Brown's heyday, but I don't think we appreciate it. You say what you want about Daddy Dale, and no one thinks he was the greatest X's and O's coach ever, but he went to the postseason for 15 straight years. That's the greatest period of consistent winning LSU's ever had, with 2 Final Fours and several SEC championships, 3 or 4, a couple of Elite Eights, and it's been very hard for LSU to recapture that glory, and it's kind of hard to put your finger on. They don't have the best arena in the league. No, that's true, but it hasn't hurt gymnastics or women's basketball. And obviously the depth of competition, I think, is greater in men's basketball than those two sports.
Scott, I went to visit hold on. I'm sorry, I have to interject here. I went and watched Ole Miss in Alabama at Coleman Coliseum. Okay. The Maravich Assembly Center is the Taj Mahal, is the Four Seasons compared to the Howard Johnsons. Okay, that thing, though, the ceiling. I'm like, is this an asbestos commercial? What are we doing here? I mean, no, you've been there too. Come on, man. Don't tell me the facility. Do not.
No, but okay. Well, then what? What is it? I mean, like going back to Will Wade. Jimmy, they had to make a choice. The NCAA had them by the what. They said you either get rid of this guy, or we're going to charge your football program with lack of institutional control. Your whole athletic department. Your
You believe that?
Going to suffer it. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
At this current NCAA, what are they really? What damage?
Current NCAA.
Yeah.
No,
What?
The NCAA at the time. And Woodward didn't like. It's personal too. Woodward didn't like Wade, and he wanted to make his own hire, like he's done in all these other big name sports. And so he thought Wade was an embarrassment, and so that there you go. That was part of it too. If he had hired him, he might have been more willing to stick with him, but he didn't. So that's what happened. But no, I mean, look, LSU is in this fix. I do think Matt McMahon has some coaching acumen. You've seen little glimpses of bringing in a great player like Cam Carter or Jalen Reed, and who's unfortunately hurt and all these things. And you have no choice but to try to stay the course with him and hope that in the new era of revenue sharing that the playing field will be kind of balanced more, that LSU can be competitive again. But it's the one sport that has languished. One major sport that has languished over the years at LSU, most of the time, and it's unfortunate because obviously LSU is showing can be ultra competitive in these other sports. I mean, you won 3 national championships in the last 2 years in 3 other sports, and football, seems poised to be a national player again. They at least have the potential. And then there's men's basketball, and it's gone from I'll be interested to see the atmosphere tonight in the PMAC because it's been I think apathy. If they don't give a good account of themselves tonight, everybody's gonna be like this apathy city for men's basketball, which is the worst thing you can have, of course.
Weather's good. Number 1 team's coming in. Max, you spend more time. I hadn't been in the building since they let Will go, and I'm doing nothing that they don't care. I don't care. So I mean, sorry. But I'm sorry. That's I'm watching a similar hire over at Louisville. I mean, this guy's got him rolling. I mean, he came from Charleston. I mean, it's no mystery. It's all about the coach. College basketball is all about your head coach. Period. He's the one that shakes and hustles those sponsors in that budget and gets them going. You think that we look at the women. You think Mulkey generates a little bit more support in that area.
Oh, no question. No question.
Okay, yeah. Well, McMahon, he got don't I mean, he's just not there, and so many other coaches in this league there. I mean, you don't think Golden was embarrassing, Scott?
That's a good one, huh?
I mean, you don't think Sean Miller's Sean Miller's coaching the best game they got in college basketball tonight? Xavier and Creighton. He's back at Xavier. Was he not embarrassing? Man, they've done. This is a sport that's full of embarrassment. The things they've had to do to try and get the players to be competitive. I mean, full of it. I mean, Patino. Did he ever do anything embarrassing?
Jamie, a lot of times you see this over the years. The LSU, like LSU men's basketball, you're in one kind of situation with this kind of guy, a brash with Will Wade, a brash, controversial figure, and you go do a 180. You go against type, and Matt McMahon seems like is as squeaky clean and bland, an option that you could have. But I think, can you cut him loose after this season and then expect someone else to come in and be excited about taking your job? I don't know. I don't think so. You may disagree, but I don't think you can.
There's way more history at LSU than there at Tennessee, Alabama, and Auburn. All you have to look at.
No, I agree.
And look at that dump of a facility I sat in just 2 weeks ago. I mean, I was blown away. I've heard there was always the biggest dump in the league. I could not believe how bad this thing was. And this is a campus that everything, the parking garages have brick and mortar and columns, flumed columns to dress them up. Nothing on this campus is out of place. Nothing. And then you're playing a basketball team, and this guy's kicking everybody's ass and got them to their first Final Four ever and might have a chance to make a run again. it's all about the coach, and he's hustling. He's hustling NIL. He's hustling players. He's hustling players to stay. He's hustling players in the portal. He's hustling players in recruiting. I mean, he's good, and it's all about Max, what kind of crowd we're going to have tonight?
I think of something similar. It was a midweek game against Kentucky last year. They ended up storming the court in that game, if you remember last year. But it was not full. It was about 6,500, I'd say, Scott. Maybe you would remember there.
Kentucky always brings a little extra juice.
It does, but this is a number one team, and it's at
what was
6 o'clock.
Kentucky?
I always think 8 o'clock midweek games just don't draw. It's 6 o'clock. It's early enough to get the kids, some of the younger crowds. I think you'll see up in the second bowl, not the lower bowl, but the upper bowl. There's more fans up there who buy the cheaper tickets, kind of in the corners. I think it'll be sparse in spots, but I think it'll be about 6,500, 7,000.
You know what you might bring though?
Oh, I'm going over. I'm taking the over.
Okay.
On that. I'm taking the over on that. I think it'll be closer to 9 or 10.
All right, wait, whose numbers are you using? LSU's or Lazar's? Because those are off about 6,000.
It's no good, Jimmy. They're no good. And the man, he can't win. He can't win. He's going to win two more games. Hey, just the trade is green factor. Hey, let's look for a silver lining with men's basketball. This guy is an exciting athlete, huh? I mean, this kid caught two touchdown passes in the bowl game on New Year's Eve, and now he's running fast, stealing the ball and running fast breaks at Alabama. And with very little, prep time, obviously. I'm just excited to go. I'd go just to watch him play if I was a fan, potentially.
And our former coach, Will Wade, when he, I think, was a sophomore, offered him a basketball scholarship. My son played against Tradez's teams 3 different times when he was at East Vale before he transferred to Brew over at Zachary. But no, he's a star. But okay, and that's fine, and that's the data of it. We're excited about a guy who scored. Max, how many score?
I think that was his only score.
Yeah, he had 1 bucket. Yeah, he scored 2 points.
It was the highlight of the game.
This is where we are. This is where we are.
I didn't say you weren't where you are, but
we're going to the game to see a guy that scored 1 bucket. No, sorry. You might have to cut this guy loose. I know he's got the number 1 recruiting class in the country. Is that right?
I think it's down to like 18.
Down to 18 now. Oh, it was 1. Okay, slipped down a little bit. Here we go.
Okay, so you say you can cut him loose after this year and attract a top level guy.
Here's the pressure, Scott. When you look around the league, why are all these teams winning? One is the coach, but also the resources. Their athletic budget the athletic department has it to compete. They've just outspent. I mean, it's all about follow the money. Why is the ACC where they got people going to their games? They love it. Why are they just completely blowing them out the water? Why are they on their pace to set the all-time record conference RPI in the history of the sport? I mean, I think the SEC, an SEC job, I think is going to get a lot of people's attention right now.
Yeah, I think that's true. Look, I think that obviously they've lavished a lot of attention and money and resources on football, and rightly so. You have to do that. But as you said, bringing up Kim Mulkey, she has demanded, the things that she needs to win. I mean, she's got more staff than players.
Yes. And the boxing entourage, yes.
And look where they are. They've got a top 10 team that's going to be probably a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. They're not going to lose more than 3 games this season, going in the postseason. And then they got the number 1 recruiting class in the country coming in next year. So yeah, no, it's a pickle. I mean, you got to, I guess you might need a Dale Brown type person in terms of someone to fire up the fan base and make people care about men's basketball again, because they've cared at times. If you Lee Feinswag, my old colleague, used to say it. Is that people come out for LSU football in this town, Southern football, and LSU sports that win. If you win, they will come out. If not, they're going to be like a days ago, and they're going to say, when does baseball season start? Or I'd like to go see the Gymnast play. Can I find 2 tickets? And the feedback when they sell out. So it's going to be tough. But hey, Jimmy, I got a question for you. This is the Pebble Beach, AT&T Pebble Beach
Yes.
program this week. Scotty Scheffler is making his 2025 debut. He's the favorite, but he's at plus 400. Rory McIlroy is the second choice at plus 1100. He's coming off a hand surgery. He got glass in his hand. It's
Yes.
his debut. Are you shocked that he's that big a favorite? It's a
I don't think he deserves to be that short of a price, but these lines are built on reputation. There's been some Tiger lines that we put on different tournaments where he's had no shot, but they he's still going to get action. And especially this particular course, which puts much more of an emphasis on putting because it's so short. And so
short and tiny green.
Yes, as Max pointed out to us. But I don't think he should be that short, but I'm not surprised he is because he's still Scheffler and he's going to warrant the recreational dollar, not the experience ones. Max?
Scott, I'm with you. I think he's a little too short. I will say, for the record, if you're hoping Scheffler maybe not himself, Shane Lowry was playing Cypress Point on Monday. He said Scheffler was in the group behind him. He was 600 through 6. So maybe he's not struggling too much with his injury.
Maybe not. No, he's Scotty Scheffler, man. I mean, he's a great player. Sam Burns, by the way, plus 3,500. Sam shows some decent form lately. He hadn't won in a while. He didn't win last year, but if you want a long shot and a local guy, you might want to take a flyer.
Scott, have you had the chance to play Pebble, Spyglass, Poppy Hills, any of that area?
Okay, I have a story. When we were out there for the 2003 NCAA Women's Regional at Stanford, when Simone Augustus was a freshman, the day of the final, the game was late at night. So we drove out there from Palo Alto down to Pebble Beach, had lunch at the lodge, which is beautiful.
Yes.
Walked down the 18th tee, and this guy is like coming off the 17th. He said, "Hey, you guys playing?" No, we told him what we're doing. He said, "Wait, you want to hit one?" And so B and Bill Feig, my photographer, we took turns, took each other's pictures, hitting this guy's driver off the 18th tee. So that's I hit in the fairway. I did hit in the fairway on 18. So that's my one. I've hit one shot there. I've also played the par 3 course there, which Tiger has remodeled, but it's lovely there. That's still on my bucket list to play a whole round at Pebble Beach. I mean, that's
Spent
for sure.
two different.
I have hit one shot.
2 different trips, Carmel / Monterey, and just sitting on that 19th hole. The clubhouse and with the outdoor fireplaces, with a glass of wine, watching the golfers come in. It's pretty special, man. It's a cool. It
is, man.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, so good stuff. A West Bank wedding in Monterey. Never forget it. It was a culture clash of all cultures. Scott, thanks for listening. I apologize for yelling at you today. It wasn't at you. You know what it is. I want to care again. I want to care. It is so much damn fun when they're rolling in basketball. It is awesome.
Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want LSU basketball to be relevant? It would be much more fun to cover, that's for sure. But we'll see what happens tonight. Maybe they can drop a Tiger out of the ceiling and make some magic happen.
Thank you, Scott. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll take a time out. The hottest golf handicapper in the world, Wes Reynolds, at Wes Reynolds 1. When we return, we're on the patio, live at lunch, live at Snows, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Baton Rouge, stay warm and cozy with a new energy-efficient Rheem HVAC system from Capital City Comfort. This winter, take advantage of special financing and expert installation on all new units. Visit capitalcitycomfort-br.com today. Your comfort is our priority.
Do you wake up with back pain? Does your neck hurt while working at your desk? Have headaches? Or maybe your shoulder hurts while lifting? Or your knee hurts when you run? Hi, I'm Robbie Bolton, owner of Evolve Physical Therapy and Sports, and my team fix these types of issues every day. We use our hands to manipulate and stretch you back to a pain-free lifestyle. Come in for a free assessment today and see how we are changing the way therapy is done in Baton Rouge.
With the cold weather here, don't let your home go dark. Protect your family with a Generac home standby generator from Boudreaux's Electric. We'll keep your lights on and your family warm. Call 225-300-9389 or visit BoudreauxElectrical.com.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow.
With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Go local and go free with Go Free Checking from Neighbors Federal Credit Union. No monthly maintenance fees, no balance requirements, and no strings attached. Just the safety and security that comes with Baton Rouge's largest credit union. And with direct deposit set up through NFCU's Early Payday program, you can get access to your funds up to 3 days early. Come by one of our 11 area branches or apply online at neighborsfcu.org. Go free with Go Free Checking from Neighbors Federal Credit Union. Insured by NCUA.
If you're tired of erosion and mud and want your lawn looking its best, winter is the easiest time to lay grass sod. Let Quality Sod help you select the perfect grass for your lawn. For winter sale prices, call 610-4842 or QualitySod.com.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Hey, Baton Rouge, remember Red Stick Sports, your hometown favorite since 1981. They've been here through every season, serving our community with pride. Still family owned and operated, they're more than just a store. They're a part of your life. Whether it's football, baseball, or any sport in between, they've got you covered. Any season, for any reason. Red Stick Sports is there for you. Swing by today and keep the spirit alive. Red Stick Sports, where every game begins. 5770 Essen Lane.
This new year, we resolved to get you the roll-off dumpster you need for your project. Start your new year outright. Visit TrashRangers.com and make the switch today.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
From east, north to south, but we're heading west. It's Wes Reynolds from VSiN.
That's that sizzle, baby. That's that like bacon on a hot stove, huh? My man Wes Reynolds at Wes Reynolds 1, sizzling again. Another one. Wes, I had to reach out to you because we gotta keep this thing going. We weren't on the air, but we do have a website. We did post them, and yes, of the 7 golfers, one was DQ'd in Zally, but of the other 6, bam, another triple digit. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Jimmy. Look, there was a point last week, though, I was watching this tournament where I thought we were going to have to change that intro coming into the program, but apparently that is not happening. So that's good. But yeah, look, hope to keep it rolling. And I did when I was watching the end of it early Saturday evening. Somebody sent me a text, and I was like, "No, don't do that. Don't do that. It is not over until it is in the hole. It is not over." Because I got that text, I was like, "Oh man, it's gonna pull one right in the water here on the par 5." And fortunately didn't. But Harris English lost the lead early, kept it together. But nice to be on a good run. So you gotta appreciate it.
All right, step one to step 2. I'm not going to answer for you. I'll let you. What's going on? The negotiations with VSiN, you're back. I mean, you speak for yourself. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, look, I thought, and we had a discussion that we were going to part ways, and then they had contacted me back earlier this week and said, "Hey, let's come to the table." And that you've been a core member of our network and, one of our homegrown guys, and that we want to keep this going. So I think that's what we're going to do.
Good. All right. Next, now that we got that settled, the tell us how you bet how you bet these normally and how you've been betting them since they're hot. Max sort of talked about he gets his number. Say his number's 2,000 or 3,000. He wants to win, and he'll bet his golfers accordingly. Whether he's got like JT at 15-1, he's even got like Keegan Bradley at 55. He'll bet accordingly, try and get to that number. How do you stagger these bets? Because we all can't plow in the same amount on the 12-1 as the 140-1.
Yeah, look, I'm very similar to Max, where I use these proportionally. I would say so. Yeah, you're not going to bet the same on 125-1 as you're going to bet on a 20-1, but you still try to, where it is the same amount. So if you're betting 100 on a 20-1, I'm just throwing that out there, to win 2,000, then it's going to be 50 at 40-1. Or something of that nature. So, yeah, you got to, I think, proportion it a little bit. And then, the goal is obviously to win, but you at least want some guys in position on Sunday where, hey, I can hedge out and I can at least lock in profit. And that's not even including whatever matchups or whatever placement markets or any of that stuff that's that.
All right, Wes, let's get to it. Pebble Beach, second shortest course. The greens are important. Putting is important, but it's smaller greens as well.
Yeah, smaller and slower. So these are about 10.5 on the stimp, whereas Torrey Pines on that south course, 12.5 on the stimp. These fairways, too, are a little bit wider at Pebble Beach. Torrey Pines is long and it's pretty narrow. So the fairways are a lot more forgiving here, about 48 yards or 41 yards, I should say, width on average. Spyglass, where they're going to play one of the first 2 days, a little bit more narrow, but pretty short courses too. Pebble Beach, I think, is 69.72. Spyglass, a little over 7,000. So for the top choice in terms of the shortest odds, and I went back and forth between Justin Thomas and this guy, but I ended up on Colin Morikawa at 14-1. Maybe we would have had 4 in a row had he won the Century and Matsuyama not went bonkers with the putter and shot 35 under. But he's been off for a couple weeks. He led in greens in regulation out there at Kapalua. The irons are in good shape. Hadn't won in about 15 months since that Zozo in Japan in 2023, but has several top fives. Was the low 72-hole score at the Tour Championship. So I think a win's coming for him. I think it's coming for Justin Thomas pretty soon as well. And then another guy that didn't win last year, and I got him at around 20-1, is Patrick Cantlay. And this is a guy, he was top 5 at the American Express 2 weeks ago. The irons were a little bit off. Maybe he would have been up there dueling with Sepp Straka at the end, but just didn't gain with the approaches. But his last 4 appearances here, 11th, 4th, 3rd, and 11th. So he's played very, very well here over a long period of time, as has Jason Day, who I got at 40-1. I think he might be in the mid-30s now, but you talk about a guy, he's done everything but win here. He was 6th here last year, and then go back to 2017 to 2021, 5th, 2nd, 4th, 4th, and 7th. So this is a guy that could absolutely win here. The approaches were good the last couple weeks. Didn't really putt very well, though, at Torrey Pines. He's actually the 5th worst in the field, which usually isn't a good sign. But week to week, Jimmy, putting has the most variance. Usually ball strikes is rough and the knot is going to stay through. He's won 4 times on the POA greens, which are predominantly on the West Coast. And I think the slower greens may be better. And then the 3 kind of longer odd guys, I don't have any triple-digit guys this week because it's a signature event with only 80 players. And more often than not, it's going to be a class guy win. But I did play some middle guys. Taylor Pendrith at 55-1 was 7th here. Last time in 2023, he was 2nd in the field for greens and regulation. He was 7th last week in San Diego at the Farmers. 2nd tee to green, 2nd around the green. And then at 60-1, home game for this guy, Maverick McNeely, who we know pretty much grew up here at Pebble Beach. His father, Scott, was the founder of Sun Microsystems, so his father was always in the Pro-Am portion of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. I think they still, in fact, have a home there on Pebble Beach where the 16th hole is essentially their backyard. So he was runner-up here in 2021, 5th in 2020. Now he comes back home, and he's got some renewed confidence because he finally got that first PGA Tour win at the RSM up there in Sea Island, Georgia at the end of the season. So different type of player. And then a guy I did use last week, and I played him at 85-1, was Bo Hosler, who was T15 at Torrey Pines, was 12th at the Amex the week before. He's a California-born guy, even though he lives in Texas now. Grew up putting on these Poa greens. He was third here in 2022, and then 11th and 14th each of the last 2 years. So he could be a little wayward off the tee, but his driving accuracy numbers were really good at Torrey Pines, which says something because it's not easy to find fairways at Torrey Pines. And these wider fairways, I think, are going to be a little more to his liking. So Bo Hosler, 85-1.
All right. So Hosler, McNeely, Pendrith, Cantlay, and Morikawa.
Jason Day as well.
Sorry, Jason Day.
And Jason.
Okay. Jason Day. All right, Max?
Morikawa and JT, it sounds like you were kind of the same sort of, battle in your mind. I ended up going with JT, but Morikawa was almost made the list. So I see they're very similar type of players, iron heavy. At times have struggled with their putting, but are putting pretty well at the moment. So
both in similar form, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Both challenged recently.
Should have won last year at some point, but didn't.
Yeah, I'm with Max because I think you want to have a couple shorter price guys here because these are class players that typically win these, especially now that they're the signature event and they're limiting the field. But, we got Scotty back in the field, and you got Rory making his debut on the PGA Tour. Did play in Dubai to start the season, but Rory's never really played that great here. And Scotty, he's just recovering from hand surgery, so it might take a little bit, but now it's like Daddy's back and we're going to lose and we're going to try to fade him again. So you do get a little bit worried about that. But yeah, I'm willing to let Scotty try to beat me this week because I think it's going to take a couple of events for him to kind of get back in the swing of things.
Wes, great schedule in college basketball tonight. You bet anything or you like anything tonight?
Well, I'm looking at stuff. I'm interested in your guys' opinion because you got one of the biggest ones on the board. If the Tigers can maybe your Tigers can hang with their Tigers on the plane with Auburn. And, I'm kind of leaning a little bit LSU. Auburn, I thought, kind of stole one against Tennessee on Saturday. I really thought Tennessee had the shot, and they had a shot at the end to come back against Kentucky. So now they've lost 2 in a row. So, that's a lot of points. And I don't think LSU is a bad team. I just think they're in the SEC, so somebody's got to be in the back half. But that's up to 13 at some places now. So maybe you guys can talk me off that ledge. One that I did play against the ranked team, I did play, and the number's actually gone toward the favor today. I kind of like West Virginia getting 9.5 against Houston. West Virginia, I think that's the toughest home court, in my opinion. Them and maybe Texas Tech, and then I'd put Kansas. In terms of tough home courts in the Big 12, I think West Virginia is one of the toughest. That place will rock, and it did a couple weeks ago against Iowa State when they upset them. So, Houston got that escape. Houston had no business winning that game in Lawrence on Saturday, and they found a way. So that tells you, this team's a potentially good Final Four team, but interested in your opinion on what's going to happen in Baton Rouge tonight.
Yeah, Houston, certainly emotional spot. They didn't deserve it, and it's one of my pet peeves why nobody sets picks on inbounds plays that we saw on display at the end of regulation and in overtime in Fog Allen against Houston that allowed them to come back. The other thing is both Max and I have identified that this is LSU is a soft spot right now for opponents. We saw it on Saturday. Alabama, the LSU was in that game. It was basically tied with 16 minutes to go in the game as a similar spread. Same thing here. Auburn basketball game day. Tough top 10 game, rugged game. Johnny Broome comes back, plays 33 minutes. So much for easing him back in. But this is right before a really tough stretch for the Auburn Tigers, and LSU might be a little bit of a soft spot where they may be able to hang in this one at home. Max will be at that game. My favorite spot on the board, though, is another team that's in a low spot right now. It's a buy low spot, and that's the Ole Miss Rebels. Losing overtime at Starkville, still 5-0 against the spread, but then they lose that tough game against A&M where they led until the final score, and then they played their worst game on Saturday, especially on the defensive end against Missouri. That won't happen tonight against Chris Beard's old employer. So I like them to have a big effort against Texas. And Texas, their own emotional win, coming from 21 down. The only time they lead is on the bucket with 3 seconds to go as they steal it against their rival, Texas A&M.
That's a good point. Like, if you don't think Chris Beard doesn't want this one, now it's going to be taxing the number. I think it's 6.5 at most spots right now. You don't think Chris Beard wants to get Texas. He probably thinks, hey, I got, kind of the wrong things that happen. I'm certain he thinks that. Maybe others don't. But, yeah, he would love to stick it to the Longhorns tonight.
Real quick, I got it at 5.5 last night. Probably got a good number. So, yeah, I would look to get that before it creeps up a little bit. If LSU were to make a move and eat the contract here, the SEC, an SEC job is open, man, it's pretty – just that alone, you're looking at, man, I mean, sure, they would negotiate like Chris Beard did before he took the job in Oxford. Yeah, I'm going to need this much NIL budget / player budget. But how attractive would this job be, being at the SEC's an all-time high on top of the college basketball world?
Well, look, it's been proven that you can win there, and several coaches certainly have done it. There's a lot of, I think, underrated basketball talent down there in Louisiana and in Mississippi and in the surrounding states. Now, I'd be interested to see if LSU, if they pony up and if they go, they want to hit the home run and really get the big name, or do they go the route of, the guy that's worked his way up, that's been a good mid-major coach. Like you look at Vanderbilt, the job Mark Byington is doing there with Vandy. Vandy's a tournament team today. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
They took it to Kentucky on Saturday, and there are a lot of transfer portal kids on that team, but he's gotten them playing together, and he was successful at James Madison before. So I'd be interested if they take that approach, kind of like what they did when Will Wade was at Chattanooga and worked his way up, and they started to win. And then, of course, it got sideways. Everybody knows the story on that. But I'm interested to see what LSU, because I know LSU's got the money, but do they want to take the swing at the big name and really rejuvenate the program, or do they want to go the route they've been going and just hope they find the right guy?
They're spending, they're going to spend money on football. There's no doubt. They may get outbid by a Texas school every now and then, or even Michigan on one particular kid, but they're going to have a top 10 at least NIL budget, maybe top 5 this year, and how active they were. The problem is LSU spends a lot more of there's only so many LSU boosters on baseball and now women's basketball. I mean, so, so how much, and that shouldn't be the case, because your men's basketball is going to produce a profit every year and has so, where there's others, sometimes they break even at best. So interested. Well, best, we got to run, man. Let's keep it up. I'm glad things have worked out with VSiN, but if they don't, well, you know where you are in our book, brother. We appreciate and respect your content. You'll always be a part of the show.
Appreciate it, fellas. Always good to be on with you. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed. Wes Reynolds with his picks. We'll come back with and recap all the picks with our Consensus Golf Report, brought to you by Dana Brown in the law offices of O.C. Brown. Another great sponsor on the show is Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance, we're one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest air conditioner and heating companies, founded in 1980 in South Louisiana. Factory authorized dealers for Carrier, American Standard, Dakin, and Rheem products. We have membership programs that cover all the services with discounts and extended warranties. We offer 2-year warranties on parts installed by us, an additional year to membership clients for a full 3 years. Financing is available as well. One-time heater or AC visit, normally $179, is just $79 if you mention my name, Jimmy Ott, when you call in. Call them up in Baton Rouge at 480-1000, 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance. A Consensus Report, we continue live at Snow's Seafood and Steak, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Attention, vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Technology, a modern blessing. but a curse when issues arise. Rev Business is your human touch in the digital world with personal support and meaningful solutions to your real-world challenges. We are a local team who will do whatever it takes to keep you up and running. Sign up for internet, hosted phone, and security with our no-risk 90-day guarantee. For internet, hosted phone, and security, experience the difference of working with Rev Business. 90 years of connecting Louisiana. Visit letsrev.biz.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross-Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to the Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross-Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
It's a new year. Aren't you ready to finally get the IRS off your back? Hi, I'm attorney Kerry Bryson with the Bryson Law Firm. We've helped so many people figure out their IRS issues, and they always tell us they wish they'd called us sooner. Friends, the IRS isn't going away. Matter of fact, they're ramping up their efforts. So now's the time to call the Bryson Law Firm and let us get between you and the IRS and make your life better. If you have wage levies, bank levies, tax liens, or unpaid taxes, call the Bryson Law Firm and let us get out in front of the IRS and devise your best resolution plan. IRS problems are legal problems. So call the Bryson Law Firm. We're local. Our headquarters are in Lafayette, and we have offices statewide. Or visit brysonlawfirm.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Bryson Law Firm. Results may vary. LSBA filing number LA2316155.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Our Wednesday consensus golf picks are brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown.
Yes, indeed. And how good it. Nick Taylor with a bomb. Both Max and Wes Reynolds had him at 110 to 1. Sepp Straka at 75 75 to 1. That one, and that was a breeze. I mean, 3-stroke lead the entire, never got closer than 3 strokes on that final Sunday. And then last Saturday, Harry English held off the rest of them. Seemed like he led by 1 stroke the whole damn day. Now, it's weird watching it with a full college basketball slate going on at the time, and they don't want to compete. They don't. It's on the West Coast. That Torrey Pines, they don't want to compete with the with Conference Championship Sunday. Now, Waste Management in Phoenix will start much earlier. Usually get done, but that won the Cincinnati Rams Super Bowl a few years ago. They bled into the playoff in the first quarter in that one. That was, I'm pretty sure that was a Cantlay Scheffler playoff I think that might have been one of Scheffler's first wins. All right, Wes Reynolds just gave out Colin Morikawa, Patrick Cantlay, Taylor Pendrith, Maverick McNeely, Bo Hostler, and Jason Day. Our other contributor, Jeff, has Pendrith as well. Taylor Pendrith is his favorite pick on the round. Hideki Matsuyama, Hoagie, Wyndham Clark, and Denny McCarthy. So our one big consensus pick is Taylor Pendrith at 55-1. At 55-1. Now, we can fudge a little bit on Morikawa and Justin Thomas because Max and Wes both, Max ultimately decided on one, 15 or lower shot on Justin Thomas, but gave a lot of consideration to Morikawa. Wes, just vice versa, considered Justin Thomas a long time before he settled on Morikawa. So do what you want on those, but kind of a half JT and Morikawa, a consensus pick with those guys. And Max's other picks are Keegan Bradley, Spieth at 85-1, Nick Taylor, I'm trying to repeat there, Dunlap, and Novak. So our one, Pendrith is a consensus, Morikawa and JT kind of somehow. But we also have all of those other picks that they gave you, and those other picks have been the ones that have been hitting, that hit last week with English, Sepp Straka, and Nick Taylor. So our consensus golf picks brought to you by our friends at Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Never a charge for initial consultation. So pick up the phone, dial 343-1111. If you don't know if your rights are being infringed upon, if you don't know if you are entitled to more, we'll let you know. We'll do the research on your case and let you know exactly. Now, this is something you probably just kind of wasting your time on this one. No, this is something that you definitely have to pursue. That's why you talk to Dana's different attorneys that are specialized in different areas of law, whatever your legal situation may be. Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. We're at Snow's Seafood and Steak. Again, our specials today, our lunch specials, in addition to our great menu that is a wide range of items, enough to, from just some fried seafood plates and things like that, or some gumbos or a po' boy and things like that, to some great steaks or our different specials with fresh fish or steak specials that we have. Great wine selection, all of our wines. And you know what? One of my pet peeves, too, a really nice Cabernet that they just leave at room temperature. Not going to be the case. It is slightly chilled at just the right temperature in our red wine cellar over here at Snow's as well. Tomorrow we got, today is the beef tips and mash or the grilled chicken sensation salad. Tomorrow it is the pork ribeye, prime 6-ounce pork ribeye, perfectly grilled and served over roasted fresh seasoned vegetables. Finished with a sweet pork demi-glace. That is for tomorrow, Thursday. And our cilantro lime shrimp salad is our salad special. Friday, it'll be catfish by you, catfish strips over crawfish etouffee, served with fresh green beans, and the grilled shrimp spinach salad on Friday. So we do a off-the-menu kind of hot plate menu, lunch special, and we do a salad special as well. That's Tuesday through Friday. Every day here at Snow's. We're closed on Mondays. We'll come back and wrap things up, including a last look at some of the action and maybe some opinions for the college basketball slate. Great Wednesday slate for you tonight in college hoops. Live at Snow's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Total maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing.
Hey, promo. Yeah.
You ready, Jimmy?
Yep.
All right, hold up. It's rolling.
Thursday edition of Live at Lunch, live at the Original Walk-Ons on Burbank, just off of Nicholson. It's Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., live from the Original Walk-Ons, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
About that patented non-toxic dry fog treatment to sanitize, kill mold, remove odor, and other harmful pathogens. Well, they've merged to create Parish Restoration. Learn more at parishbuilt.com. That's parishbuilt.com, and hit the restoration tab. Parish Restoration has knocked out mold in buildings as small as your home up to one of the largest commercial buildings in the entire state of Louisiana. Servicing all of Louisiana, visit parishbuilt.com. That's parishbuilt.com.
This has Ben McDonald for First South Farm Credit. If you're looking to buy or refinance land, you need to make First South your first call. First South's been financing rural land for over 100 years, so they have the experience you expect from a land lender. And with flexible terms for up to 30 years and competitive rates, they can build a loan package that's right for you. Whether it's 20 acres in St. Francisville or 120 acres in Mississippi, make First South your first call when financing land. Visit firstsouthland.com.
Are you looking for the perfect ride for your next getaway? Rent a car for the week at All-Star Toyota and only pay for 6 days. You get 7 days of adventure for the price of just 6. So whether you're headed out on a road trip, you need a vehicle for the week, or just want something new to drive, we've got you covered.
At All-Star Toyota, we offer a wide selection of Toyota vehicles ready to hit the road when you are. Conveniently located at Airline at Goodwood in Baton Rouge. Visit us today or check out our website at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com for more details.
All-Star Toyota, people you know, cars you trust.
This is Charles Henniger for Supreme Rice. I sort of feel like a member of the Supreme Rice family because they're from Southwest Louisiana, just like me. So when you're enjoying Supreme Rice, the perfect complement for all your red and white beans, stews, gumbos, and etouffees, know that you're also supporting our Louisiana farmers and stretching your food dollar at the same time. Supreme Rice, for the last 80 years, has been delighting their customers. So pick up Supreme Rice the next time you shop. For more information and unique recipes, learn more at supremerice.com.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Go Tommy's. If you enjoy reading 5-star reviews, then you're going to love my company. I'm Tommy from Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, and I want you to be our next 5-star review. So go to GoTommys.com, check out our products and our local team, then set up your free quote today. That's GEAUX Tommys.com for Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Go Tommys!
At Lewis Mechanical, no plumbing job's too big or too small, and we have the best technicians around. Lewis Mechanical specializes in both commercial and residential plumbing repairs.
Lewis Mechanical, keeping plumbing humming.
If you live in Ascension or Livingston Parish, you need one of our red cans this new year. Just make the switch. It's a perfect New Year's resolution. Visit trashrangers.com and make the switch today.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Snow Seafood and Steak in Gonzales on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right. Well, we talked about it being a little public tonight, and rightfully so. I mean, who is not going to back Auburn against LSU, and even with the spread? And you may have seen a little sharp action come in on LSU as it knocked it down, but it's creeping up as we speak. Right now, I think it's 12 and a half. But at Bet Rivers, 88% of the tickets, I'm sorry, 84% of the tickets are on Auburn. 66%, not as much at DraftKings. 66% of the tickets on DraftKings. So combined about in the 70s, around the mid 70s. But it's not the most public bet tonight. The most public bet is right down the road at DraftKings. 77% of the spread tickets at +1.5 are on the Alabama Crimson Tide, and 88% of them at Bet Rivers on the tickets or on the spread or on the Alabama Crimson Tide. So Alabama at State, even more reason for me to take the Mississippi State Bulldogs. They are top 15 in the country. As expected, Houston's a public pick against West Virginia. It's a tough spot, emotional double overtime win at Fog Allen in prime time on Saturday night. They're going to West Virginia, tricky spot there. UConn is a big public play against DePaul at home as well. Odd one here, Kansas State against Oklahoma State. But 66% of the tickets at DraftKings, of 84% of the tickets at Bet Rivers on the Auburn Tigers against LSU. That is in the PMAC tonight. That line is currently at... well, we'll have to get to it. You'll stay back to it. We'll be back at Outer Locks at 5:50. For Snow Seafood and Steak, hey, tomorrow we're at the original Walk-Ons on Burbank. Randy McKay and others will be with us tomorrow. This has been to us live at lunch, live from Snow's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Remind you that we are also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, your full service.
All right, y'all have a good one.
All right, thank you,
Jordan.
Jordan.
Retirement, there are no two solutions alike and no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, also your business partners, your legal team, tax professionals, to make sure that all your goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you, and I know for sure, because they certainly work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. The desperation, I'm gonna use this word in college football, it just continues to ramp up among the haves.
This year, enjoy the convenience of Genesis Service Valet, an ownership benefit that allows you to have your vehicle serviced without leaving your home or office. A valet will pick up your vehicle for maintenance and return it once it's done. Additionally, if required, the valet can provide a loaner or transport you to and from the retailer. Service Valet is available for 3 years or 36,000 miles with the purchase of a new Genesis. Visit us today at Genesis of Baton Rouge, where luxury and performance meet. Airline Highway across from Woman's Hospital or at genesisofbatonrouge.com.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steak, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soups, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway, Highway 74 in Gonzales.
With the cold weather here, don't let your home go dark. Protect your family with a Generac home standby generator from Boudreaux's Electric. We'll keep your lights on and your family warm. Call 225-300-9389 or visit boudreauxelectrical.com.
Hey, do you love beef? I mean premium Angus beef. Sagrera Farm sells the whole sides and